Hey y'all, this is Top Gun. I don't usually do gun reviews and stuff like that. I've showed off a couple in some other videos. But today I like to show y'all an interesting gun. It's not really a review. It maybe it's just kind of like a show and tell type thing. But anyways, this is my Star SuperA Super Modelo 9mm Largo. And I picked this up from a buddy of mine, Eagle Talon Tim. You can look him up sometime. He bought the gun for around $250, $300, something like that, and played around with it for a little bit, and just decided that he didn't like it. There's a couple things about this pistol. The ammo, as far as I'm concerned or know about, is the latest production ammo you can get is about 1976 to 1978 or 9. And I've got some surplus ammo. It's just full metal jacket ammo. And CCI Blazer used to make it. They don't now. There may be some floating around in private hands somewhere. You might run across it on, I don't know, a gun broker or something sometime. But anyway, this is a 1947 Star Super Modelo. It's a Super A is the model. The date stamp here is a little R with a star over it, and that's telling me on everything I've looked at that this is a model of 1947. It kind of resembles a 1911 somewhat. Doesn't not have a beaver tail safety. That's why I've got this hoe grip on here. These old wood grips, they're still functional. They're nice and everything, but I just felt like if I put this grip on here, it'd help preserve them a little bit more, you know, and this and that and the other. Like I said, this gun is a 9x23 Largo. It actually says 9mm Largo. That is actually stamped right there on the barrel. Don't know if you can see that. The barrel has been proof checked. But it's got a few little nicks on it. Right here's a little nick here, and it's got a little blue wear, and this and that and the other. But anyway, this little semi-automatic pistol here, it's really fun to shoot. The power is just about equivalent to a 9mm Luger or Parabellum. It will chamber 38 Supers. It will chamber 9x23 Winchester, but it is not recommended in these pistols as the pressures are a lot higher. The Largo round is loaded to about the same pressures as the 9mm Luger. The ballistics are about the same. The only way you're going to get a personal protection round for this pistol is probably hand loading. And you can probably hand load 9x23 Winchester brass with whatever you want to put in it to the specs for this pistol, because it is a 1947. It does have some interesting features, though. It has a loaded chamber indicator right here on the top that pops up about 1/8 of an inch when there's a round in the chamber. Another aspect of this pistol, a lot of people think that mag safeties are new technology, but actually this pistol here, manufactured in 1947, it is empty. Always inspect your firearms before you go to messing around with them. It is empty. It has a magazine safety, which means if there's no magazine in this pistol, it will not fire. Absolutely nothing you can do to make it fire other than really get MacGyver with it. But as soon as you put a magazine in, check it one more time, it is empty. It will fire. Now I have done a couple things to this pistol. I had to rebuild some parts of it because the sear on the hammer and the actual sear itself, the sear notch in the sear was worn out, so after you would rack it, the hammer would fall sometimes, or you could just push the hammer down. Now, the thing about this is it's an old pistol. It's kind of rare. I'm pretty sure there's a lot floating around out there, but as a norm to go look and try to find one, it's probably going to be a little difficult to find one of these. I did rebuild it. This is the original hammer. It's got all new sear parts, sear spring internals inside of it. The hammer that they sent me, the cam on the hammer, since there's quite a few different variations of this gun. There's the Model A, there's the Model B, there's the Model AS. I got the hammer and the cam, like I said, was off, and it would over cock. That means it would get to a point where it would roll past the cam, and it would force itself backwards, and it would not fire. You had to push it off of that. So I had to use the original hammer, which does have a little bit of wear on the half cock notch of the sear. And what happens is, this is not a personal protection gun anymore. It's been declassified to target only. You know, just take out and shoot some. It's like a barbecue gun. So one of those barbecue guns you take to a barbecue and say, hey, look what I got. But on half cock, I'll show this to you. This is half cock. This is supposed to be a safe mode of the gun. While you can actually put it on safety, and it will fire. The hammer will drop. Even on safety, it comes off a half cock. But if it's on full cock, and the safety is engaged, it will not fire. And another interesting thing about it is, if you just saw what I did, if the hammer is down on half cock, and you put it in safe mode, it will not allow the weapon to cock. So that's a couple different safety features. Of course, one is not working properly, this one here. So that's just one of the deals about the gun. But another interesting thing about this weapon is that with the magazine removed, there's a lever here. And you flip this lever to the front, and the slide comes right off. This is a new spring. Actually, that spring comes out, you take your lug out, and it just comes apart like a 45. But this is a new spring. I did have to find a new spring for it because the old spring was pretty wore out. Trying to do this here with narration. I did take a Wilson Combat style shock buffer and trim it down to fit this, just to help protect it a little bit more. Firing pin comes out. It does not have a firing pin safety, though. That's one thing about this weapon. There's no firing pin safety, so the firing pin will free float. It's got a pretty good spring inside of it. I did replace that firing pin spring also, which was a challenge. But anyway, the gun goes back together just like this, and you flip the switch, and you give it a cycle, and you're ready to go. But yes, this is a Super Modelo A. And it says Super down here. It doesn't have an A stamp, but according to the date stamp, it is a 1947. It's also got other proof stamps here, and this and that and the other. I did have to replace one or two grip screws. Other than that, I kind of boogered up that screw right there as when I was doing the takedown and everything of it. But you know, learn by trial, I guess. But this gun is manufactured in Spain, or was manufactured in Spain, all the way up until 1983 is when they ceased production of this weapon. So it started in 1920 and went all the way through 1983 with different developments and 1911 style back straps and this and that and the other. It's got a pretty good trigger, good mag release. Everything functions on the gun really well. It's very, very accurate. Surprisingly accurate, this gun is. I shot it 5 times in one of my other videos, and did about a tennis ball group at about 25 feet, and I had to have it. So I bought it, rebuilt it a little bit, and trying to conserve ammo. What I've got, don't know when the ammo will be depleted, and I really don't want to take the chance of shooting some other higher-powered rounds out of it, because I really would not like to blow the gun up. There is parts you can buy, some parts you can't still buy, so that's the problem. I want to keep it intact. I've got enough ammo to probably last me a good while, just showing it off, you know, 3 to 5 rounds here and there. Just let somebody shoot a gun that's this age, and everything else, it still functions. It feels really good. Feels really good in your hand, really good, with that hoe grip on there and everything. And like I said, for a target gun, it's really good. I like it. I like it a lot. So there's my Star Super Modelo A 9mm 9x23 Largo. So if you run across one of these and you want some more information about it, go ahead and hit me up on my channel, send me a message, whatever you want to do, and we'll talk about it. Anyway, this is Top Gun. We're going to take it outside and pop a couple shots off, and I'll just let you see how it cycles and functions. Alright, this is the ammo I'm going to be shooting. It is it's a Spanish ammunition. Last production date on this was 1978, and this comes in 25 round boxes, non-corrosive. And as far as I know, there's a whole boatload of this stuff left, but you never know. Size difference is about right there. That's your 9mm Luger on the left, 9mm Largo, 9x23 on the right. So we'll take it outside and throw something down range. Let's see how this old gun performs. Now, there may be a misfire. This ammunition, those primers, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's kind of crusty looking back there, so the primers might have gotten a little hard. I might experience a misfire, then again I might run through all 5 rounds. So I'm going to go outside and do 5 rounds for you. Stand by. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go for that center metal band on that fire extinguisher there. And we're going to see what this old thing's going to do here. Let me going hot. Whoop. And we're going to see what we're going to do with that metal band there. Well, it shot a little high, looks like. Right over the top of that metal band. One of them was really high. My 9mm just about wouldn't make it through that. And it looks like those went through with no problem. Anyways, 9mm Super Modelo A 1947 9x23 Largo. Pretty nice shooting gun. Didn't misfire on all 5 shots, so I'm pretty happy with that. I guess my rebuild job actually worked out a little bit. It's Top Gun. Thanks for watching, and keep it on target.